We are at Kilbourn flowage, otherwise known as Wisconsin Dells Dam. There's rumored to be really big fish in here, and we're gonna actually fish the spot right behind me because there's some still water, and we're probably gonna move downstream if I can't get anything here. The water is very low, it's running very fast. Looks like a lot of snags, we're gonna try to avoid those, but Kilbourn Dam, Wisconsin Dells. We got all 3 poles in the water, 2 with corn and 1 with worms. I chose this spot because it is the first spot. Well, it's the main spot where all the rapids, and then there's like a side pool away from the rapids. So I'm guessing there's some fish hiding in here. I'm hoping the worm picks something up. If something picks up the corn, I'd be really happy as well. Carp, buffalo, catfish, drum. I just want to start with something right now, and hopefully something bites soon. Feels like there's something heavy on here. Much more than just the worm. Is this a turtle? No, it might be actually. I think it's a fish though. Oh, yeah, that's a fish. That is not a turtle. Oh, it's going wild now. Didn't really notice that it was caught until later. I think it's a gato fish. No, it's a sturgeon. It's a sturgeon. That's why I didn't notice it was caught. It's a sturgeon. All right, we got a sturgeon. It's not a big one, but we did get an ancient fish of doom. That's what sturgeon are. They are ancient fish, and they're full of doom. We got a, I believe this is a small laker. Small lake sturgeon. The shovel nose are pretty identifiable, but this is a small lake sturgeon. All right, nice first fish. This, my friends, is a lake sturgeon. Say hello, lake sturgeon. Hello, I look funny in the camera. Let me go. Okay, I'll let this lake sturgeon go. Pretty little lake sturgeon. Help this lake sturgeon revive a little bit. He's obviously still good. Obviously still good. There we go. Swimming slowly back. Swimming slowly back now. Nice little lake sturgeon. Sturgeons take their time going back. That one's like almost within the reach of my net. There we go. That's a nice little lake sturgeon. Pretty happy with that first catch. I have not caught one of the sturgeons in a while. Still looking for a really big one, but that one will be nice to start off the day. Look at that beautiful sunset behind the clouds. I bet if the clouds were a little bit parted, there was a bit of like lighter clouds here, it would be like a magnificent red dusk. That'd be quite picturesque, quite picturesque. I only got the 2 big poles left. And those are both worms right now because the corn just wasn't working today. So we're gonna get both worms today. Do I have something here? Finally after dark? No. Oh, I do. I do have something after dark. I had to turn the light on, guys. Sorry about that. It's whatever it is, it's fighting pretty hard. But I do indeed have something after dark. It almost feels like another sturgeon. And the reason I say that is because I didn't really realize, I didn't really feel it. No, it's a drum. But I didn't really feel it until like I really started reeling it in. But it is a drumfish. It's not a small one, but it's not a huge one. And it's not what I'm looking for, but a freshwater drum. All right. I'll take a drumfish after a long time not getting anything. I guess I'll take a drumfish. Don't really have a choice, but it's not a bad drum. It's a little bit bigger than my average, but a freshwater drum. Not bad, not bad. Well, I got a freshwater drum. Freshwater drum, pretty good. After all that time getting nothing, it's not too bad. It just flayed sand all over me, but I'm okay. I like this fish. Freshwater drum. All right, fish. All right, fish, you're lucky. You get to go. I like you, fish. Go and be a drum. There you go. Back off into the depths it goes. It's doing pretty well. There are gigantic minnows here below the dam at Wisconsin Dells. Not the crappy ones at other places, but huge ones. And I caught 2 of them to use as bait. That should be pretty good bait if there are predatory fish and they stay on the hook. And since they're huge, they should be pretty good at staying on the hook. There's like a lot of them here actually. Oh, I got one. Oh, dang it, it fell back in the water. I need my dip net, but these minnows are big enough for me to actually catch just with the big net. So very good, huge minnows. These are the minnows we are looking at. These minnows, they're huge. A lot bigger than the Magnum fatheads you buy in the stores. And since we're above the Prairie du Sac Dam, upstream from it, we can use these minnows as bait. think I got something on here besides the minnows. Yeah, this definitely feels bigger than just a small minnow. Oh yes, what is it? What is it? Is it another drum? Oh my god, a drum just ate those huge minnows. No way. No way. It's another freshy drum. It just ate those huge minnows. Yeah, it just ate those huge minnows. It's not even a big drum. Man, these things are hungry. Small drum ate my huge minnow. There's a lot of them here, man. A lot of these drums here. Hopefully I can catch something else besides a drum. I really want a flathead, but I don't really want to throw this giant drum out just for bait. See ya, drum. I think I got something. Yep, got something. Something took the three giant minnows. I have a feeling it's the same fish I've been catching though. Man, there's just a lot of these here. I hope it's a gato fish, but I think, what is that? Oh yeah, it's another drum. Dang man, these large minnows are just so good for these drum to eat. They're not even that big. These are like less than 1 pound drum, but they eat the minnows like crazy. I guess they're just used to like having the minnows as bait. Ah, disappointing. Nothing but drum fish. Basically today we got like 3 drum. Ow. 3 drum and 1 sturgeon. And that's not exactly what I want. But the sturgeon got dropped on the ground. Probably has a concussion. Just gonna put it back in the water so it can keep on concussing. There you go. Oh, it's bleeding, but it's because of the drop, but it is swimming off slowly. Oh yeah, kind of wiggled itself out of the pole, but then it concussed itself. That drum is like so small. It's almost like a bait-sized drum, and yet it ate my 3 big minnows. Dang. There's just so many drum here and a ton of minnows to boot, and I want a flathead, but it's the drums that are biting everything, and they're not even big drums. What the heck? If you're gonna give me drums, at least give me like a 15-pound drum. I wouldn't mind that. I think I got something here. Yeah, it's not just the small thing. It's not just the small thing I got. What is this? What is this? Is this a tiny drum? Oh no, it's a white bass. I finally got something besides a drum here. I got a white bass, folks. A nice white bass. It's like spazzing out, but I did get a white bass. You know, if it was earlier, I would just use this dude as bait, but I got a white bass at least. That's very nice indeed. I definitely got something much bigger on the other pole right before I'm about to leave. Oh, that's a bigger fish. That is definitely a bigger fish. I don't know what it is, but I don't know, it doesn't feel super heavy, but it's fighting much harder. Don't want to lose this fish, but it's predatory, whatever it is. It's probably just another drum. Yep, another freshwater drum. Oh man, these things are just like ripping up my, these things are honestly just freaking ripping up the, my bait of minnows. It's no good, man. I need to find some way to not let them destroy my minnow bait, but a freshwater drum again. We are back at Wisconsin Dells Dam, but a lot has changed, as you can see. The shoreline moved up about 30 or 40 feet. I seriously underestimated the impact of 4 days of rain, and unfortunately this bit of beach is all we have to set up because the rest is underwater and the current looks much stronger. So this is going to be quite a challenge, but I think there's enough room to set up 2 poles, and that's what we're going to do, and hopefully we can get some fish. Just in the time that I actually set my lure up, it seems like fish stole 2 of my worms on both my bait hooks. So there actually might be more fish here than I thought, and it might turn out to be a decent day here. And I actually do think I got another bite here. I do believe that would be a fish. Doesn't seem like a very big one, but it could definitely be a fish. I'm not sure if it's still on or not. No, it is not. If they like the worm, they might like my lure as well. Hopefully that's the case. They like the live bait, like the fake, they like the real bait. Hopefully they like, okay, that's definitely a hit, but is it still on? Something's hitting, but it's not staying on, which means I probably need a smaller hook. Is this thing still on? No. Oh, got something good here, Probably a drum, but at least I got something. I didn't know if anything was gonna bite here in this water. I think it's a drum though. Yep, Drum bud. Been catching a ton of these lately. Drum bud on the worm. All right, not a bad start, but not what I'm looking for. But at least there's fish in this flooded river, and maybe at night there'll be better fish. All right, fish, see ya. All right, we got a drum fish. Not the fish I was looking for by any extent, but it's a start. What can I say? It's a start. I put a smaller hook on the white pole. We might be able to get some white bass. Hopefully we can get one, because I know they're here, because I caught one last time. Even though the one I caught last time was on a 1/0. So I don't really know what these small fish are that are biting my hook and not really hooking. And they're barely noticeable, unfortunately. So hopefully we'll actually be able to get one. And I'm also using the smaller lure now. So hopefully one of them will actually hit the lure as well, because everyone loves curly-tailed grubs. Got another fish. Got another fish, smaller than the other one. I wonder if it's just another drum, or is it, yeah, it's a tiny drum. I think I'm gonna keep this guy as bait. Tiny, tiny drum. He'll make pretty good bait because he's easy to cut. He's about the size of a bluegill. Maybe slightly bigger than the size of a bluegill, but I'm definitely keeping this dude as bait. A lot more tourist boats going by. I guess the river being up means like more boats can be on it. But I got that little drum in my bucket. I might use them later for either cut bait or live bait. Hopefully I can get something else besides drums though. That's definitely like more my goal. Don't want a lot of drums. Something bit my bigger pole and it feels like another drum bud. Definitely feels like another drum bud. Man, there's like infinite amount of these here, isn't there? There are definitely like infinite amount of freshwater drums here. I'm gonna have to change my strategy if I want to catch another species of fish. Because right now, it just looks like freshwater drums if I keep using worms. But I'll keep using the worms for a little while and see where it takes me, but right now it's just drum after drum after drum. That's the latest one. Every 2 minutes, a drum bud hits. So we're gonna let him go back in the water. There's just no stopping these fish from hitting, is there? There doesn't seem to be anything else here. But I can't say there's not a lot of fish here. Oh no, that was a walleye. That was not a drum, but it did get off. So there are other fish here, thank God. I'm gonna try to get another one. I think that was a wally. Got another fish, I think. Is that another tiny drum? There's a lot of tiny drums here. Okay, I don't really need to keep this one as bait. This one's slightly bigger. But I think that last one I missed was a walleye, which kind of sucks. I wanted the walleye. I don't need other tiny drums because I've already got tiny drums in my bucket. So there's a lot of small drums here. I have to say, the endless amount of small freshwater drums here, I can barely get a break from reeling them in. It's pretty amazing. There has to be some meat-eating fish out here that will eat the freshwater drums though. They just can't be just freshwater drums here. I suppose there can be just freshwater drums, but that would be kind of boring. But eventually there has to be something that will eat the freshwater drums, and that, folks, is what I'm after. And I believe we have another one. Oh, what is this? It ain't exactly fighting like walleye, that is. Oh, tiny little tugs, and is that a, no, it's a white bass. Finally got myself a white bass. All right, it's very nice. A non-drum fish. Someone's been asking me for a white bass episode, and here we go. Nice white bass. Would be decent eater size. Would be decent eater size. Nice white bass. I did catch one of these last time, but I didn't get them on film. But anyways, nice little white bass. Maybe I would say 10 inches. Pretty good bass, but I'm not looking for fish food. Otherwise, this would be pretty tasty. Nice little white bass. All right, little white bass. You're going back in the water. There you go. Well, there you go. Flooded Wisconsin River. About 10 feet of shoreline that's tucked up into the trees over there. Drums and white bass galore. Well, mainly drums, but there's some white bass in here as well, which is weird because they're not biting my lure. And white bass are pretty good at biting lures usually. They're just taking my worms, which is fine, because I still have another box. But yeah, very interesting fishing today. Hoping something will take my lure, the curly-tailed grub, but nothing's taken it yet. Nothing has taken it yet. I got another bite. Whatever it is, it's pretty small. Probably just another tiny drum. Yep. Is that a drum? Yeah, it's a drum. I think it's About as big as the other one. Man, there's so many small ones around here. What the heck? What the heck? Too many small ones around here. There's really no big ones around here at all. No big drums. That last drum was pretty small, so I'm going to use him as cut bait. I got his head on here, and we're going to use this thing as bait. All right, I got one. I don't know what it is, but I got one. Is it a drum? Oh, come on. That just bit my giant drum head. No, that's not a drum. Yes, it is a drum. What the hell is it? It bit my giant drum head. What is it? Is it a giant drum that just ate my drum? No, it's a buffalo lord. It's not a buffalo lord, it's just a buffalo. It's not even a big buffalo. I didn't even know buffaloes ate drum heads. But it looks like the buffalo ate my drum head. That's very interesting. Buffalo ate my drum head. I believe this is a smallmouth buffalo. It's not a very big one. I've been after these at Lake Wisconsin, but I've been after the 20, 30 pound ones, but I got the smallmouth buffalo. Not the fish I was after, but it actually ate my drumhead. I didn't know they were meat-eating drumhead things. All right, smallmouth buffalo. Well, I thought this was a gato fish at first because it bit my drumhead. But no, indeed, it is a smallmouth buffalo. I didn't even know they bit drumheads, but it ate my drumhead. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, buffalo. Thanks for playing. It's like a decent fish finally. Swim off into the depth. There you go. There's that buffalo. That was a decently productive 2 days. Got the sturgeon the first day, infinite amounts of drum. Ended up getting another white bass the second day and that buffalo. Of course, that second day, after 4 days of straight rain, that river was completely flooded at Kilbourn Dam. I think it'll probably retreat after a couple of days and the fishing will be better. But there's plenty of fish there. Unfortunately, they're like 99% drum, but did get some variety. And, you know, it was a decent 2 days. Had fun fishing there. And I hope you had fun watching this video. I will see you on the next adventure. Please remember to like and subscribe. And maybe I'll be back around Madison for the next video, assuming that I can catch enough fish. I will see you guys next time.